one of the few positives we did see.
Yeah, and hopefully that's going to be her on this chamber. But we start things off, okay. A little bit of a shredded step on top of Tube, and a second one there onto naxy.
Maybe she heard me. She heard me. Great start here to the pistol round, and actually Suzu looking to go even more. But daiki finds two. The collat headshot.
Well, that's going to slow things down for sure. And we do have the last three players of FENNEL that were so ready for this split. We have to cut noise for now.
It's already DRN making moves back towards A, anticipating this rotation coming through for FENNEL. A relatively safe position though, doesn't want to commit to a peek ahead of this plant coming through, or any confirmation of presence. Meanwhile, actually daiki and naxy still positioned over towards B, but finally that rotation comes through. The second player now over towards A.
There.
As we're working slowly towards this A site for FENNEL, we're hoping for this haunt to get ready, and there you go, it's propped up. It's probably going to be for them to get ready for a fast hit, and this might be a perfect timing as soon as this wall comes down.
Could be. The toxin cooldown at the perfect time. The green light here for FENNEL. And you hear that, 30 seconds left, not much time to work with. Actually, no sound cue given away just yet, but DRN does try to slow orb onto default. Plant will come through uncontested though.
Couple of chip shot being taken here from the back of Heaven. Shots being missed by Festival, is forced to TP back, and that leaves Curumi by herself into sight. Festival trying to bait it out. She's still holding by the default.
Kurumi's tucked in here to the poison orb.
Close by. You do have naxy, that's good. No! Didn't check down towards the corner. Curumi gets the kill. And
see what a response, if any, from Team Liquid. Just one sheriff in the hands of daiki. Over towards A now. Actually, three members over towards A here. Actually, a tempered purchase here.
Yeah. And
I'm liking this, in the mix.
I'm liking this from Suzu too. The way that she's throwing her smoke towards mid, this is conditioning every single time, because she did that to get on top of Tube before.
Which is one of the benefits with having this double controller. You can kind of employ this. Is what athxna was leaning towards with this composition. Have to see when actually the adaptation comes from Liquid.
Did not expect a pistol to win here against a rifle, and it's a 4 versus 4 with Suzu and the rest here of FENNEL looking to rotate back towards mid. Unfortunately, the flash doesn't work to get the blindness, so that's Suzu with 4 kills into the round.
Lining them up after that pop flash. He's ahead of it, still finds it. The ace will come through for Suzu, making this omen work in the first couple of rounds here on Icebox.
The first ace of the tournament, and that's going to be Suzu on an agent pick that we don't expect usually on a map like Icebox, but not only slowing down the pace here for FENNEL, it allows them to do quick executions too.
The total opposite of that actually in the first 2 rounds. Yeah, Suzu's TPing up onto the top. A big indicator, right? Playing Viper on Icebox. Wait for that Viper util to come through. And it's a massive indicator towards where the site or where the pressure is going to come in the early rounds.
The next big thing that we could talk about, by continuously doing these smokes on mid, this allows later on to use the poison orb for pulse plants or whatnot, but this round at least it's going to be the Viper Len putting that poison orb on mid instead. So we're saving at least one of our smokes from Suzu for something else.
I actually think Nachi and DRN are close enough to hear that sound cue from the TP being placed. But with where it's placed, it's almost as if actually it's going to be a late mid lurk. Be careful here, the flash not going to come through, but no kill just yet.
Just getting pinged non-stop, and we know the pressure that KOHAL is getting. She's calling for her team to rotate.
Actually trying to find some pressure to backfill Liquid setup, but actually the push has come through Kitchen.
Exactly, and that's a nice trade coming out. Unfortunately there, it doesn't work out for KOHAL. 1 versus 1 against naxy. But we're flooding slowly this site towards B, where daiki's now leading under Tube. Curumi on the top of her opponents, trying to take him down, but it's not going to work out. Suzu, unfortunately, the one that aced before, is going to have to go on a 3 versus 1. Spike down towards the back of the site, not going to do more than a smoke, and that's... Yeah. Kitchen battle seems to ensue a lot here for FENNEL, at least mid-control, or early in this round, mid-rounds, but not really able to cross it too cleanly in through all these attempts. That said, naxy, already some heavy damage forced to fall back and to get the heal off DRN.
Yeah, being so low though, it doesn't really make it as if naxy can re-peak here. 66 HP. A big tag coming through. FENNEL once again drift back towards mid. You can see here almost the paranoia from that early conditioning, right? There's one player towards Kitchen, one towards Boiler still, just to prevent FENNEL from achieving this.
It's a double smoke to run through and take control of Boiler. A split from the toxic screen,
Oh, no.
and daiki was just waiting for that TP to come up towards that Boiler. DRN holding towards screens. Nice crossfire set up, and that just foils the plans of FENNEL to try to get it towards mid. Only one more to go, and that's going to be Festival, who her role was trying to go for the lurk. He's going to have to try to go for an ace clutch. Good for 2 at least for now, but getting pinged so much and sprayed down to 11. But just smiling along her way. Looking to get this clutch, looking to make it expensive, but it is going to be expensive for FENNEL as well, should they lose this Phantom. Underhand flash and that swing. Very nicely done by Team Liquid to tie up the game.
And check very early on.
I agree with you. The heads-up play to be able to put that wall towards screens. It's unorthodox to do, and quick for her to think on her feet for DRN to get that wall up. And with this 2-2, FENNEL is trying to move forward on this half-buy. Stinger. Couple of frenzies, as it's looking to be a quick push.
Big reveal here. Daiki and naxy, though, just going to find kills even ahead of this Spike making his way all the way onto site. So FENNEL achieving nothing here.
Exactly.
Able to withstand it. It might even be flawless. No, Len will find a consolation. Yeah, you know, harder. Sometimes people can peek over from the top of B site, for example, over that wall. It might actually just be that. Suzu.
Yeah.
Couple of different smokes we've seen now in terms of this B main presence, but actually this one sets naxy up to find Festival.
Nice little move there, forcing naxy to hold her ground or try to hold her ground towards yellow. A little bit of a combination from a 0 point to a one-way smoke, but it still makes it a 4 versus 4 situation with both of the chambers down on either team.
I actually preferred the previous one that's actually on that box over the orb that allows safe passage you know, past that corner and outside of garage as well. But it's a 1-for-1, so I argue it could favor FENNEL early on in the round.
And Poison Orb with a smoke, a little bit of miscommunication there from trying to cross over on mid.
This is the sort of thing now, you're going to see Liquid start getting inside these smokes, just anticipating this. But Len, the contingency, the diligence.
And that
hold that
forces
angle
out
as well, yeah.
the Hunter's Fury. They thought that the hit was going to go towards Kitchen, so that Hunter's Fury is now wasted, and that's going to be a little bit less towards the A side on defense. The wall's about to crumble now onto the mid orbit, and indeed it does on the defense to allow now FENNEL to move through.
Daiki did get marked there. Still going to try and stand their ground, but Suzu, the swing will find the wallbang.
Okay, we're committing to this. Rez to come up. All 3 players from Team Liquid are now looking to retake the A side, all from screens. Lots of utility though for bstrdd to try to retake the site. Sorry.
Well, actually, FENNEL still have both snake bites and the fragment as well, so good post-plant setup here for FENNEL.
And we're pushing aggressively. Team Liquid looking for these swings, but the positioning is still too good here for FENNEL. With the utility on top of that, it's not even needed. Keeping that Omen alive is actually quite important for FENNEL. You can see on these pulse plants, we have this one-ways on the right side of A Tower 2 to not allow Team Liquid to get too much vision when they're going for these diffuses. I like it.
Suzu finds another opener.
That was a close call.
Yeah, ahead of it. Sees the shoulder poke, and actually Festival posts back up on the angle. Gonna be punished for that.
Didn't expect that naxy was gonna push down a little bit further to get a little bit of a more aggressive angle, and punishes it. Especially when Suzu got the early kill to make it an early 4v4 right after. That's a slight mistake coming out here from FENNEL.
There's never really a tangible advantage on the back of these first bloods for either team, to be honest.
Yeah.
Both able to negate them very quickly. Actually, Paranoia being posted just to get early progress towards Tube. Actually in anticipation of finding naxy somewhere with that operator. Another little pump towards mid and B early on, and FENNEL will drift back towards A, but that Viper's Pit set up.
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult to crack through.
Especially we don't have a Prowler to work with, so there you go. We're trying to double back.
Thinking better of it now. Maybe on the back of Suzu getting a little bit of progress towards B.
Important battle coming up.
Going to hear this TP though. Suzu's going to have...
Oh,
still commits to the TP!
Misses! Forces the TP back at least. Suzu stays alive. And we talk about the Viper's Pit, but we have it on the attack as well. Suzu then punishes naxy as she tries to swing back out towards the back of B. But bstrdd is already there towards the back of the site. Null command coming up. 3 kills! Somehow coming in! And that's KOHAL gonna have to go for a clutch. And we're still pushing forward with confidence. And daiki cleans it up, but man, what a hold there for bstrdd.
Bastard, and again, this is with FENNEL actually flooding the site, sending everybody forward to try and find the plants are being left, and it's so awkward to get out. When you go for that deep plant, you can't retreat back towards B main. Credit once again to Suzu, though.
Yeah.
Creating a little bit of... This TP was...
insane. That's two of them right now here, Mike. The first one that went on the top of Boiler that, yes, Suzu did get punished for, but yeah, those were some clean shots.
Crispy.
I love this. At least from Team Liquid, what I like now is pretty much how they usually play, except for this one, actually. A wall to push very aggressively on the top of Belt, a knife to find some info, and that's bstrdd just running it down. I mean, there's not much utility to work with, not many good guns right now for FENNEL, but you could definitely see it's time for our Team Liquid to just play aggressively again.
Talking about lack of respect, this is off one of the eco rounds for FENNEL. Again, Liquid just no nonsense. naxy even closing it with a bit of flair for the Prime Gaming flawless.
This timeout, maybe we could expect something very quick.
I think once we see kind of a comfortable post-bar, we might see that. But again, Suzu just so eager to take this opening fight on B main, try and catch off somebody posted up. And we even noted actually in the previews talking about naxy being on KO. Usually, Liquid like to post up naxy in these very aggressive spots.
Yeah.
Kind of heavy anchoring one site.
Exactly, on that chamber. And the good thing about that, too, is that when she's going to be very aggressive and actually gets picked off or does get picked off, you have great players as bstrdd and daiki that can get a 2-3K into the round and just turn it back into favor Team Liquid. So again, this is their playground, but I do love that FENNEL are putting up a fight. I
think Festival might have noted, just pulls out the TP at the wrong time. daiki, unlucky not to find that angle, but again, FENNEL. It's an early pump towards B. They try and then pressure towards mid. It hasn't really drawn too much of a rotation other than naxy headed towards yellow here.
Fortunately there. Caught off guard is trying to rotate back, and Festival, nice little combination from Team Liquid to not allow Festival to actually party up here inside this B site.
30 seconds left.
naxy in the back of yellow looking to get pushed forward. Len and KOHAL just going to work on different areas of the map. Viper's Pit finally out for FENNEL. Looking at this plant for Curumi.
Actually, Fragment and Shock are way too deep, so it doesn't even do an awful lot of chip damage. The second actually might do. Looks as if FENNEL going to be able to close this one out, though. Aside any more bstrdd antics.
We do have a knife, and we also have the recon that just went in.
So close with that spray.
Flash on the first, still gets it though, and that's going to be the fade down of Curumi. Viper's Pit though still up as a nice spot. Len back towards yellow. Beautiful flash, the pit will go down.
Oh
and
my
bstrdd pushes forward. That's what we call Hypoc, the cast curse.
Oh my god. I said aside any bstrdd antics, and just like that. I mean, it's such painful timing for Curumi as well. This flash comes in.
bstrdd a 3-round lead for Team Liquid. As we hear this duel de force coming out now for naxy. Setting up on the top of yellow to look towards garage. Meanwhile, though, for FENNEL, you see from this radar, they're looking for this mid control. A haunt, a prowler. Very, very fast once again. We're going to attempt for this hit on Boiler one more time, but it's a lower weaponry. At least Festival does get the first headshot with the headhunter. As daiki is forced out of her position. Trying to react back. DRN trying to slow it down, but still, with this ruckus of a buy that we have for FENNEL, we've opened up the A site.
Looking to overwhelm the Team Liquid players here. And it pays off. A deep TP, a very safe TP back towards mid here for Festival as well. So can commit to this. The flash going to come through. Actually punished ahead of the TP.
Oh, no.
2 kills here for Liquid.
This is going to happen again. naxy, though, has yet to pick up a weapon. Len with this lurk. Beautiful kill, leaving bstrdd stuck inside the site. She hears a rotation on the back of Heaven, so at least we'll try to isolate that for a bit. Both snake bites already on the ground. It's time to try to go for a save, and that is a shot and a half from Len. One of those plays usually Hypoc where when you're trying to go for these boiler splits into the A site, you usually have a Sage that's going to wall off the cross. And that's the reason why we see this Viper, the wall coming up and even the Omen smoke. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. We got action already into this round as Festival gets the headshot onto bstrdd to get an early 5 versus 4.
Look how deep this first blood has occurred in the first 15 seconds of the round.
Yeah.
It's right in front of Boiler. And FENNEL able to drift away from it. causing Liquid to spread very thin, but actually 3 players anticipate this, and they're already over towards B site.
Do have a nice little lurk going out, though, from Suzu out towards Kitchen, and naxy is going to get dropped. Life also spotting naxy somewhere around the site, waiting for this wall to come down. Head-to-head, it's going to be Festival. That marks the target, but it's answered back by DRN. A 4 versus 2, and it doesn't really look at this point. We might want to try to go for it for Team Liquid. They're low on money. They're low on economy. And especially after this fight, DRN's down on low on HP and now finally at 0. It's going to make things a lot more difficult for Daiki. I think this might seal the deal for her to try to go for these exits and save.
I'm not even going to find any here, because there's 3 players for FENNEL tucked towards B main. Don't expect any over peeking other than that one. It's unpunished. Should be 4 to survive here. Suzu actually wants to punish the economy even further. Will come through and find the headshot. Daiki will fall. Brings it. It's so difficult for Liquid to really grasp where the hit's going to come.
Yeah. Just a great job there for FENNEL to use that utility to push those defenders back towards Boiler, if not pick them off, to then be able to take the control of the top of Tube.
Daiki nearly finding that headshot angle. The Festival escapes with a life. Heavy emphasis towards A here for Liquid on this defense as well. Tour de force in the hands of Festival. Rest of FENNEL still probing.
Oh, a change here, as you can see from this minimap. Tired of getting control of Tube. They decide to wall that early.
Almost trying to use some util to once again create a bit of pressure. Festival, though, will get away unscathed. Another first blood. And again, the hit's going to come through onto B, so naxy going to be tested here.
You tried to stack your numbers towards the A side, but unfortunately you don't have enough. Oh, with this TP now inside the site, down to 27 HP. Waiting for the wall to come up, and there you go. Suzu stays alive, at least for the time being. Spike about to go down. A TP from Suzu towards spawn. That's gonna stop. It's gonna spot Bastarda.
No way. Suzu actually gets away with it and gets the kill. DRN desperate to try and come out and find this kill, and will do. Very early on as well, but Festival posted up with a tour de force, just gives up the angle. The DRN slipped across.
But this still allows her to get a good timing.
You can see the pings coming through. Actually, the information's been relayed. DRN's been heard.
It's ticking. They got to act quickly here for Team Liquid. There's that tap. There's that easy kill. A second one as the slow field goes down. Only one more to go for naxy. It doesn't seem like it's going to happen. And FENNEL are able to fight back and tie up the first half 6-6.
How good they were at playing reactionary on the first map. This is just ridiculous from Suzu. We're talking about what she was going to be able to achieve with that TP. Again, pays off massively here. And even in terms of, DRN deals with it so quickly, but we were talking about actually the spike was ticking away that entire time.
Yep.
DRN's, like I said, it's based on all this paranoia built early on in the round that Liquid have to paranoia on these close contact angles. Whether or not we see them lean heavily on that, we'll have to wait and see.
Well, here it goes. They don't care. We're pushing forward. It's not with an omen. It's 3 players from FENNEL getting the first blood.
Question being, can Liquid do what FENNEL did in the first half better than them? Because again, we talked about potentially getting aggressive in the early round. And actually, Suzu hasn't phased whatsoever here. I'm not sure if there was a sound cue or anything, but happy to greet this.
Okay.
The swap out to the shorty's dirty.
So Len will be first contact to see if we could do some damage right after that. And everybody's converging from Team Liquid towards this green hallway to try to get back into the A site. The wall comes up, trying to get the angle aggressively for Len. A knife too, a dink as well. So that's DRN forced to fall back, forced to even get a heal onto herself.
Paranoia used as well, and actually no confirmation on the other side of it, and the shorty actually letting Suzu down. Daiki will find one.
But she's also at 6 HP.
Yeah.
So did enough damage at least for herself, and also has delayed another push coming out from Team Liquid, another attempt to try to move into this B site. But naxy's still alive. They still have this wall.
Again, have to wait for that poison cooldown here, but Bastarda actually going to force through. Daiki going to find another one. How have they recovered this? It's a 2v1.
Well, Festival, you're going to have to come big, and she does so with the headshot to Bastarda. Now here's the plant. Noureldin spots naxy on top of that. She's winning on health as well. Not after running through the toxic screen. Nice headshot. Comes in for the defuse, and she will get the clutch in the pistol for FENNEL.
Festival opens it up over on A site and closes it out on B. beautiful stuff there as Liquid almost flipped that.
Actually want to know what the move is every time they win rounds. I want to learn that. We'll start doing that after our cast.
I was gonna
as
say
well,
you can bust it out afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
A FENNEL win here, you bust out the dance.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Well, are they going to dance this time? It's going to be Suzu on top of pipes. 2 kills as they have the round going in on the anti-eco, but it's a force buy still for Team Liquid. Only 2 left alive. Stinger and a Spectre make that only the Spectre of DRN, who's now spotted and stuck at Generator. We're flooding in for FENNEL, and that's a bite that's going to hurt.
Like I said, actually going to across a lot of this equipment. Actually, it will be the hero rifle here for naxy to try and make something work. Early on towards A site. FENNEL not going to give away a peek though.
Here.
I'm trying to find information too by prowling towards mid. And this is going to be the hero rifle from naxy. They're trying to get a pick towards this A site. Seems to be a lot easier to do on a map like Icebox. Meanwhile, they're still creating a ruckus, still breaking, trying to break utility towards this B side, trying to waste utility as well from FENNEL. But this focus is just going to be a default. We're trying to force rotates here from FENNEL as Team Liquid are still looking, waiting for the smoke to dissipate on the top of pipes.
A little off kilter in terms of when that one way goes up. Actually, the wall's going up at the same time, so potential here to maybe be caught off guard with that utility cooldown. Not necessarily on this round with, well, I guess what FENNEL will assume is a lesser purchase, but a festival with 2 quick kills with the Bulldog, and actually the spike noted.
30 seconds left.
The issue that they had there, trying to force rotates on either positions, but nobody's playing towards mid, so you get punished on that.
And naxy just desperate to try and get something done with that rifle after the spike is noted. Maybe trying to catch the backside of that rotation, but it's a prime gaming flawless for FENNEL here. 9-6 the scoreline. Liquid going to come back in on the purchase.
To literally up.
Yeah, actually putting the operator in here. I mean, even a kill and the death will get the tour de force back, so it's almost cancelling out that purchase. Suzu, so aggressive with that TP.
Unfortunately gets punished for that one, but it almost caught one off guard. bstrdd gets the kill, and that forces a rotate from FENNEL out towards the A site. Knife from a 0 point from bstrdd just to clear out to see if anybody's pushing forward towards Maze. But that's going to be a passive setup now, a passive hold for FENNEL inside this A site.
With this operator tucked so deep on B, actually they can prioritize. Hoping actually that this owl drone does get employed to clear out these close angles, and I don't want to see them push any deeper to use it.
Oh no.
Lack of diligence shown here on the way through from Liquid. Daiki will fall, and actually does remove any of that utility for the push onto site as well. Festival might be caught with this suppress though.
Thankfully from the null command, so you got to do whatever you can. You
Beautiful
wasted out the
flash.
time. Yes, that allows DRN to run out. naxy also cap it onto Len inside this B site, and unfortunately off that null command, off that combination, everything falls until now. Until now as KOHAL is on a 2 versus 1. The wall up towards spawn, but she's already been spotted towards the kitchen window. She's eyeing in. Nice headshot there onto DRN. Will it happen? We're trying to jiggle peek across. 1 second onto the knife, pushing forward, and that's good. It doesn't, oh no, it doesn't. I thought she had the call from that knife.
When they're not
On land here, it's a big stage.
like I said though, with the operator investment in the now you see the owl drone come out. Yes, that 1 kill and the death puts the tour de force on the table here in round 17. And noted very early on, so Liquid are going to drift immediately towards the A site.
Yeah, so you learn from your mistakes. We also spotted 2 from the 0 point on the attack, so that rotates everybody out towards the A site. Or
Suzu, man.
She's ruthless right now on these kills.
Suzu's playing a different game, honestly. And actually continuing that success that we saw in the first half. There's a big win condition here in the second. They haven't got much like late round stall, right, to slow things down. But Suzu still finding opening engagements.
It's almost like a Rengar coming out of the bushes, just getting all these kills.
I don't understand the reference.
We'll get some games in, Mike. 5 versus 3 as Team Liquid are looking to move forward here towards the A site. And a counter paranoid just to try to hold it down. And suzu, unfortunately. Oh, okay, I thought she was gonna get caught out of that, but swings down, gets the headshot onto daiki. 2 more to go now for naxy and bstrdd with 30 seconds left. I don't know, man. I think it's time to lick our wounds and try to fall back and save these weapons.
Yeah, desperately going to try and hold on to these, I think. I mean, look, daiki, naxy, and DRN, not a lot of funds to spread through this. I'm not even sure, actually, of the ultimate progress elsewhere, but it's unwise to force through and lose these weapons. Something to work with in the next, at least.
Exactly.
But FENNEL, find double digits.
I just love how they're inching slowly here off this free cam as they hear the footsteps thundering to FENNEL. That really doesn't want to let Team Liquid to save these weapons, and Team Liquid, they're not even shooting.
Lose it, though. Yeah, suzu finds it. Gonna remove.
Aggressive positioning here from naxy from time to time, and this is one of the spawns that we currently see towards this B main, sorry. And it's Festival that's holding it up, playing the same style as naxy on towards that little cubby.
bstrdd actually peeks ahead of the dart coming through to confirm that Festival was still posted up on that angle. So first blood comes through. No command will be popped. Actually, naxy going to find Len as well.
So we wanted that aggressive position from naxy. She's just running in with the team, being the first contact, and this will allow a plant.
Surely they're shut down suzu now, right? What? There was 3 sets of eyes posted this way.
Oh.
Finally, naxy gonna put suzu down.
The paranoia hit so many, but she couldn't kill the one that wasn't blinded, and that was naxy at yellow. A 4 versus 2. But we do have, actually, the money's really low for FENNEL. We're still gonna go for it for a bit. We get another kill here. We have a Nightfall available for Curumi. And that's gonna ping a few.
Big investment.
But great counters coming out. Great utility. DRN slows down towards yellow, so they can't really do much yet. Wall is now being broken. Oh, no! Caught on a reload. Kurumi picked up by bstrdd, leaving it on a 3 versus 1, and it's not going to work. bstrdd taking the matter into her own hands. And
A little bit as well. 3 players actually sitting comfortable for a repurchase and an operator in the hands of naxy.
On the other end, though, for FENNEL, we talked about how the economy was a little low. The timing on that one, Festival still gets one. It's a half buy or a small armor that we had for a couple of the players. We're forcing a res really early into this round. But to counter it off, we got the Viper's Pit.
Yeah, Len almost hitting the panic button there to prevent any progress on the side of Liquid towards default. Knife will confirm that actually Len's backed away, because I think actually the AoE did cover the entire Viper's Pit, but I'm not sure actually of the timing here. Len's popped it and completely retreated out of it.
Yeah, we saw the recon dart going inside that pit, really forcing Len to forfeit from her position, but KOHAL goes on the top of B main and gets 2 headshots towards control, and that actually is the spike down at the same time.
It's all the way tucked up against the wall here as well, so it's an awkward cross for anybody to retrieve it. Viper's Pit available for naxy. We see it employed here. Actually, the wall drops. Suzu's got an opportunity here.
Not the best timings going in for Team Liquid. naxy's going to have to try to win a 2 versus 1. Has a pit to work with. Has a spike. Has 23 seconds. Pulls out the pit right now. We're just going to try to just stick it in and see if we could actually get a good position on the pulse plant. Prowler misses her. She falls back towards Snowman. Both players from FENNEL. Underhand flash for the double swing. Fully blinded is going to be naxy, and that was well played by FENNEL, and to get the defuse to put 11 on the board.
And naxy's just faced with such an awful decision to make. Does she tuck close to the spike, try and play close contact inside that Viper's Pit, but FENNEL stack up. Pop flash is perfect.
Definitely. And it's working. The pocket pick, the preparation that we wanted from FENNEL, it's paying off. Now we're going to attempt to get a pick here from the Total First in the hands of naxy. Haldrone also looking to wing out and look for some information. It's going to get the ping on to... Actually, no ping, but at least the information onto Festival.
I mean, spotted on the Haldrone, yes, but again, unfortunate with the timing on the knife there. You can see Festival almost able to avoid the Haldrone entirely. We'll force out the TP and see if there's any rotation coming through from Liquid here, as finally, actually, going to be a little bit of focus towards mid. And pressure towards Kitchen as well.
So quiet right now. Kitchen is looking to be taken under control by Team Liquid. Festival, unfortunately, gets pinged out here by the recon, but it doesn't really matter. Still has the operator to work with. And they both missed their shots against naxy. Null command then comes out, and this might be the call for Team Liquid to start moving quickly into the site In the back of B, we still have
Oh my
KOHAL,
God.
and an op shot miss once again towards yellow. But the right-click classic, it's a free gun, by the way, gets the frags, and then we're holding it down for FENNEL. A 4, make that versus 1. And the last one spotted in the back of this B site. Naxy trying to fight with everything that she can, but she's so low on the HP, and that's gonna be it. The cleanup then, and Matt.
Behind yellow, a couple of awkward exchanges between Naxy as well. Initially, you think Naxy's posted up on that deep angle. She's going to be able to hold, but there's a back and forth where both operators, with the tour de force on the operator, just missing each other.
30 seconds left.
What a crazy round. And FENNEL on 12, Vans.
It's crazy. And yes, we're talking a lot about Suzu with these crazy kills and these crazy TPs that she's getting, but they talked about it once again on the desk that one of the players you gotta look out for is Festival. So they do have 2 layers into the heavy firepower that FENNEL currently has, and look at this push towards the B main.
Suzu again.
Yeah.
Fire, it's a 1-for-1, yes, but it slows things down. Len actually retreating away from the site here, but already Curumi on the rotation. His first blood occurs so deep that they can still get 2 bodies towards B site.
And off her death, she was also able to call out the audible of how many players are out there for Team Liquid. And when you look at the ultimates that are available, there's nothing on both ends. So this is going to be one where teamwork's going to have to ring. The wall comes up, it's going to be a safe plant, and we're now retreating for Team Liquid to play the pulse plant all the way back, very passively.
2 snake bites, 2 shock darts. No flank coming through. Actually, as I say that, Naxy drifting back towards me behind this knife.
Toxins going up.
So unnoted as of yet. The retake's coming through fast here for FENNEL.
Oh, snake bite that allows Len to push forward off the Prowler. A second one to clear on the back, so they know there's one towards yellow. But Daiki is just gonna have to bait her teammates for now. Just holding her ground, holding her corner. There's one, but no discipline this time. No swings, no trade transfer. As now Naxy's on a 2 versus 1.
It.
And that's
Actually,
it.
Festival found it. What a retake by FENNEL, paying no respect to that post-plant setup. And they sweep their way back onto site. What a contrast from map 1. Absolute confidence on display here from FENNEL. Like I said, pulling out